G'day and welcome back to another episode of Road and Load. So today I'm going to be talking with David, and I'd really love to just talk about all the unique things that you have at this company, because I know that there's a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of the unique things, we are a true family business, owned by a family, but we feel part of the family as well as employees. Try and involve all the employees in the different aspects of it, all the way from speccing the trucks and the trailers to getting involved with some charity work we do. They're involved in an office environment. They're encouraged to bring ideas to the table. Being a new business, we're pretty, I would say, agile at making changes and making good changes for the positive. If we've got a bad idea or a bad process, we stop doing it today and we start with a good one today. And that's the thing. And no, everybody's encouraged to do that. And we're encouraging people to, especially younger people coming into the transport industry, being one of the older people now, I'm keen to pass on my knowledge, and other managers are keen to pass on their knowledge to the younger generation coming through. We are an industry that need younger people coming in, and we're not attracting enough of them, whether that's drivers or admin staff or people in the warehouses or in the yards, etc. So anything at all we can do to project a positivity, that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, that's brilliant, because like you say, there is a big problem, isn't there, at the moment, with not enough drivers coming in. So what would be some sort of number one things that you do here to really try and encourage that?
Well, we encourage, when we have an interview with a driver, we'll actually say to them, if we can attract you to BJS, we'd like to spend a bit of time getting to know you. The doors are always open, come and give us your ideas. If we can get a good driver who looks after the business, who looks after his fellow employees and the customers, we want them to retire here. So we're trying to create careers rather than just a job.
Yeah.
And BJS is more than just a career and more than a job for a couple of weeks. Like I say, if you're 20 years old, we'd like you to retire here. If you're 55 years old, come and retire here. I mean, not that it's an easy life or anything, but we'll look after you just that wee bit better.
Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, that's one thing I've learned by being here today, actually, is how much you all like to look after your employees and the things you actually do for them. What would be some other sort of bits on that you can expand on?
I think, especially on a Friday now, we'll have quite often have a pizza day or a sandwich day or something like that. It's just giving a wee bit back. They also mix in the evenings. They go out for evenings out and things like that. So there's always something going on, or some charity event that somebody's organising. And they're very generous employees as well. They'll give up not just money, a little bit of time to try and help other people as well, and that's important.
Really nice.
And that's driven for the top down in BJS. They're pretty compassionate leaders. Understand that people are less fortunate than them or us, and try and just give that wee bit back, just a little bit back. And most importantly, sometimes it's time rather than cash.
Sure.
Giving a fiver to somebody isn't as important sometimes as just listening.
Yeah,
so
I fully understand
that's what we try and do.
Definitely. And talk a bit more about the charities, because I did read up on the website about the homeless charities that you're all involved in. That's an amazing thing. We're
involved with Under One Sky, who's a homeless charity. I think they work in a few major cities, but predominantly in London and Brighton. And we've supported them in a number of things, but most recently given out backpacks with a sleeping bag, some warm socks, a flask and other bits and pieces, just to make the homeless people a wee bit more, make the nights in the streets a wee bit more comfortable, if you can call it comfortable.
Sure.
It certainly opened my eyes to the fact when we actually gave out the sleeping bags. I was there with my family. We stayed in a hotel that night because we live up here. And at 10 o'clock at night, it was a bit wet, a bit cold. I went home, had a bath, went down to the bar, had something to eat and something to drink. And you sit there and you reflect that at 10 o'clock at night, that was probably the warmest them guys are ever going to be that night.
Yeah.
And that was just the first night, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That night we were there, it was the first night that some people had ever been on the streets.
Really?
That was their first night, you know. Gosh. And it opens your eyes a little bit, and just encourages you a bit more to try and give what you can back. And again,
Yeah.
time is an important thing rather than goods and gifts
Yeah,
and money.
that's
You know,
so
we
true.
need all that as well. But
Yeah.
but time is just talking to somebody for
Yeah.
5 minutes is sometimes worth more than a fiver.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And you try and get the people to also join the company?
Yeah, we've got a process that says if we can try and take somebody off the street, offer them a position of employment, try and get them back into society, if you like. So try and get them back into like a home or a flat at least, you know, get them off the street, encourage them with a career, a job going forward. And again, these guys they're not bad guys because they're on the street. They're just they've fallen in hard times or they went a wrong direction.
Yeah.
If we can try and help them back onto the straight and narrow, it's nothing more than offering a job out and just a bit of encouragement. And again, we want them guys to try and retire with us and try and get their life back, because it really
Yeah.
is soul destroying watching them. And like I say, the cold and the wet, having children of my own, it's actually heartbreaking, it really is.
It is. It is heartbreaking.
yeah.
Someone doing a wheel spin. So, and then to the back of the truck here with
Yep.
the Ukraine flag, what are you doing with that at the moment?
We're trying to show our support in a small way for the guys in Ukraine at the moment and try and raise awareness. This truck does travel all over the UK, and again it's that sort of visual impact that somebody driving behind it might just be reminded of Ukraine, the
Yeah.
suffering them guys are feeling at the moment, and just again a little bit of time, a little bit of money, and just the thoughts going out to all them hundreds of thousands and millions of people that are suffering at the moment. I think we sort of flash past it every now and again and we think about it for 5 minutes and we get on with our own life.
Yeah.
This is just a reminder, get up and down the roads of the UK and hopefully just keep flashing that reminder that there is people in a lot more difficult situations than we are at the moment.
Absolutely. No, I really respect that about the company putting all the time and effort into the charity work, and I can see how much you all really care as well. It's so lovely.
It's good. It's and like I say, it's driven for the top down. It's not an act. If you ask any of the employees here, they'll try and help others, and you feel a bit more. You feel the benefit of it yourself. It actually makes you feel good to help somebody just for that 5 minutes a day.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
that's what we're trying to promote, I think.
Well, that's really lovely. Oh, thank you so much for talking
No problem.
to me today, David. It was really lovely to get a bit more insights into charities and everything else.
Cool.
So thanks again for watching this episode of Road and Load, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. See you next time.